So there's kind of three reasons why I wanted to put this video together. First off, I have not looked at No Man's Sky after that colossal Worlds update, the one that changed the water, all the algo with the aliens and planet type on that PlayStation 5. Definitely something I needed to explore. We've also had this new cursed questline come in, which is an expedition, which I'll get to in a second. And then today, just as I switched it on to get some more footage, there was a smaller patch drop in. This is the 31st of October. Happy Halloween. One of my saves, you see the second one down there, that's from launch day, and when I go to fire it up, it's like, no, this is a newer version of the game, and that has baffled me. Can you riddle me this? Doesn't it mean older? Why on earth has that save file now been blitzed from the earth? You are about to bear witness to one of my famous intros. I do want to state none of this footage is photo mode, none of it is pause game. This is all in engine and in game. I am Couch Coop, and you are damn lucky to have me. Do want to just apologize about some of those whites in this HDR capture. It's something that's unavoidable. State clearly that this game is running in the uncapped frame mode the whole time we're looking at it, including that intro that you just saw. Now this is a tricky one. Fixing the frame, there's only two options, are very cryptic. Fixed frame rate or unlocked frame rate. I'm thinking fixed is 30 frames and an upped resolution, technically a quality mode. And then when we go over to uncapped, it means that it's trying to boost it to 60 and lowering some of that resolution. But then again, it could just easily be the other way around. Mr. Murray, can you make this make sense? Very quick shout out, if you like that intro, you'll like my boy Ravencore. I will link in description. Some of that was inspired by his good self. But essentially, this is what No Man's Sky looks like now, and it blows my mind every time I log back into this game. You've got to remember, day one, this thing was a mess, and Sean Murray and Hello Games have really pulled it out of the mire and then pushed it higher above expectations, quite literally. I was desperate to try and recreate that original trailer. You know, the one I'm talking about with the dinosaurs and the guy coming in, everything's orange, but none of that indigenous life is really available. If it is, you've got to hunt it down. I'm on like month 5 of trying to put that together. I think my first port of call is going to be with this HDR and with this Worlds update, the bioluminescence boost, and of course the nighttime visuals. A lot of the foliage, especially on the ground, the smaller stuff, they just got all of these lights pushed in, and they put a massive difference on detail with the sky at night itself, full stop. You do see some repeat pattern on some of the wave process with a lot of that display, but it still looks very cool, and it hits you when you log in to this game on console. That brings me over to the last video I made on No Man's Sky, and it was a feature on that Worlds update. It's a really tight run race for which one of these games looks its best. The PC version has got sliders all over the shop. As you well know, the console editions are kind of locked on that front, so some of that detail, that indigenous granular material on top of the planets does look better on PC in areas, but I could only get it going at 1080 because of the game needing quite a lot of effects put in. I wasn't getting some of this beautiful depth on fog and amazing weather. The cloud effects, the palette on the sky changing color is just like nothing you've ever seen before in a video game. I did want to check out underwater. I wanted to see what has changed within that body of water, so to speak, because that update on the world's front was all about getting that section of the game sorted out. Undulation in the waves, differences in storms, and loads more life underneath that surface. And it certainly hits home there. I just didn't get the most dramatic daylight drenched footage that I was looking for, and I even found some planets that don't have any islands or landable areas on them, and you have to get the ship upgrade for that. I don't think that's the newest of things, but the storm stuff and those effects certainly are, and they very much amped that up. But this whole new rollout with World makes the storms and smoke, mist, water, everything look very, very different. A lot more movement on foliage within that turbulent weather also. We did see the grass and surface material move around, but now you see full-on trees bending and listing in the wind. It makes you feel like that element system or that weather update is certainly taking effect. That does remind me, front-end footage of this video is normal planets, no red galaxies, solar systems. Do get the engine upgrade towards the end of the video, and a complete idiot move by myself because I'm flying around in an older ship that I like the look of, didn't spot that the upgrades obviously don't carry over, so my yellow solar-powered bad boy has got the red solar system jump drive. So I just did it all again like a plum. This water is very, very good looking on this PlayStation 5. When the undulation starts, when storms come in, the surface changes dramatically. It's very cool. And the colours that bounce off it and the reflections, actual true ones of the mountainside or even cliffs within the water itself look so much better. I'm so happy with this Worlds update on console. So photo mode in that uncapped, bit of a strange one. Actually incredibly smooth. The game never had any issues with pans when freezing things, which was a huge ask, because you can do it at any point in the video game, be it in space, on a planet, underwater, full 360 degrees. It's a brilliant way to get a good look at that indigenous life, because it usually just runs off as soon as you get within 4 meters of it. Combat's still really where it was when I left off. I'm not too keen on that auto-aim system. I don't like it. It kind of pulls out a lot of the chase for me. It's very easy to just go straight to an enemy, look at them, deliver the damage. But there was more complication offered on the shield setup, and some of the ships have got some seriously cool missiles and alternative weapons now. But again, I'm much preferring the old Elite Dangerous and even Outlaws. Little bit of strange planet pop-in also. They adjusted the surface of the planets from the outer space view, and that is another thing I will touch on, is they look incredible dependent on how far away you are from them, but there's kind of a stagger on the distance change when you're getting close, and sometimes it fluffs onto a planet that's near or adjacent, which is normally a moon, but this stuff is not going to be game breaking by any stretch. I also got the opportunity to visit an Outlaw station. I'm not too sure how new they are, and it appeared to be the only station available within that system, so it may have just been a compulsory visit. There was some really cool aesthetic changes with the interiors, and dealing with all of the contraband crazy aliens was quite a lot of fun.
Warning. Threat detected.
Again, this was kind of mentioned in the PC review of the Worlds patch, such a smooth transition when going into the space stations. It was such a janky process sometimes if you came in from the wrong angle. Always see a frame drop as it slid into the actual courtyard. And then we saw that addition of all that mist and cool atmospherics and that giant steel eye at the end. All of this comes together when you go to a space station now, and seeing the variety of different ship change. I'll never forget day one and going to a space station in this game and thinking, all I'm going to do now is just sit here for hours and just see loads of different spacecraft come in. I'm going to be like a little tourist. And like 2 different variants came in. We can all clearly remember how mundane that original ship design was, even yours and enemies. Now it's through the roof with the variation, and that also goes for the space stations themselves. They look excellent and they always switch it out. They're not that same funny elite original oblong. Into the infected sentinels, which is a very cool angle. We had an update which was like this purple crystal that was getting onto some planets and making the sentinels go completely crazy. They were like drilling for it. You can rock up at some of their sites and get chased down. Still loads of fun fighting them, and that was such a welcome update, giving the sentinels more shields, more variety, bigger, smaller. Really welcome seeing those things become very formidable, including their spaceships that chase you down in and out of the stratosphere. Random space mining dude is not as random as you probably think. He has cropped up quite a few times in these patch reviews, but again, the asteroid population, the density, the lack of performance issues when you do go into an asteroid belt, it's amazing. That update was one of my favorite because space was a little bit barren. It's far from that now. You got giant mutant squid meteors flying around. This, as you all well know, is one hell of a game now, and it's annoying for me because I'd like to put it up against 2024's video games. We can't because it was released so long ago. It never really gets pushed towards a GOTY because of its ancient original release date, but it's just something else now. And if you're into Elite, dare I say even Starfield, this is so worth a look now. Mr. Murray, if it kills me, I'm going to recreate that original trailer you first showed us. I was, of course, CouchCube, and my next video is likely to be that Prince of Persia Ubisoft game. Interesting one. I will see you down there.